Hey everyone, as always, Dylan Miller Prospecting. Welcome to another Tuesday Night Gold Panning Fever, episode number 233. We're going to be going through some Scottish Paydirt with some haggis and tatties and nuggets. Who knows what else is in it? I don't even know what tatties are. I know what haggis is. But all right, let me catch up on chat real quick. See who's here, who's not here. HD, thank you for being here and being a mod along with Wheeze and Geezer. Whiskey Lover, what's up, David? How's it going? Thank you for being a mod as well. Brad's Bucket, how's it going? Brad. Michael Reed in the house. Stephen LeBlanc, thank you for being here. And you still should open up the bonus bag, HD, because you got to know if you found a silver NGC coin or not, or if you found the American Eagle. So, because there was some silver quarters, silver dimes, NGC graded, and there was some the big prize, so that was the American Eagle. So nobody's told me they've gotten that yet. So, and it definitely wasn't Allen's because I saw Allen's. Allen just got a quarter. Grateful American, how's it going? Josh, how's it going? Dragos Kazul, thank you for being here and being a mod. I appreciate it. Appreciate all my mods. Alan Curie, you're being a mod as well. John Myers, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. Shane, thank you. Ayed, how's it going? I replied to your email, but I didn't see it until late. I replied to it like 45 minutes ago. So if you want to check that out. Brian, how's it going? Thank you for being here and being a mod. Blazing Tide, how's it going? Hopefully everyone's doing good. Wait. Let me see. Let me put it in live chat. Oh, Kristen says hi. Well, tell her I said hi as well. All right, let me pop out chat. Move it to its proper place. So yeah, gold is going down, 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 down. I think it's actually might hit 4K at its current rate. It might go back down to 3,500. I mean, I don't know. Which is going to be rough. The lower it goes, the harder it is for Paydirt sellers. So we might see a lot of Paydirt sellers just close up shop and wait for gold to go back up. So those left behind, how's it going? Thank you for being here and being a mod. House full of mods tonight. So probably going to be summertime is always slow for the YouTube because everyone's got better things to do than be inside. All right. But yeah, gold, I just looked, was down to, what was it, 130? 130 something, 131, I think, or 130 exactly. Oh my gosh, now I can't get it to open. What's it at? 131. So okay, it's going up a little bit, but it's at $4,099. 131. Yeah, 4,098. It's just steadily going down a little at a time. So, which, I'm either way. I mean, it's kind of one of those things where, Alan, you didn't have to do that. Thank you way too much, brother. Thank you way too much. PN Wogger, how's it going? Time to stock up on AU. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where, like if you like gold, if you, want to collect gold, the lower it goes, the better. Because, anyone that stacks gold or silver isn't, a short time investment. That it's, you're not looking to buy into something and then the next day, like, Bitcoin or something else, the next day sell it and quadruple your money. If you're stacking silver or gold, or even copper for that matter, it's long haul. It's like, you buy it now and when you're 90, you're ready to go live on a cruise ship for your last 10 years, you sell it all. And by then you don't even remember what you paid for it. So, but with Paydirt, Ryan, my Morgan's not really, it looks good though. Yeah, Alan Curie showed me he won. Alan Curie won. He didn't post on, I don't think he posted on Patreon, but yeah, Alan Curie was the winner. Yeah, it's a great shirt. My buddy Alan was wearing his today, so I figured I didn't have an Alan Curie shirt to wear or a Scottish haggis shirt to wear, so I figured I would wear this. No, But yeah, with gold going down, I mean, it's great, for Paydirt if you're buying Paydirt and stuff like that, because a lot of sellers are going to lower their prices, but not all of them. That's one of the problems is, a lot of sellers will lower their prices. Gold Nugget Sales is, Vendetta will, Putz has been doing it. All the sellers that have vast amounts of gold or, can get a lot more gold and kind of change the value of their stockpile will stay open, but you're going to see a lot of sellers that can't close up. Like I know a lot of sellers who tell me, look, I buy gold at this price. I list it at this price. If gold goes lower, my price doesn't change. I have to leave it at that exact same price. And then what's going to happen is nobody's going to buy it. So then it's kind of like, well, why am I even open if no one's going to buy my Paydirt? They're going to get a low ROI. People like me are going to tell people, oh, look, his ROI is low. So they'll just close shop and just wait for gold to go back up and then reopen. So, yeah, gold is getting hard to find. Well, that's because no one wants to sell it because, I had somebody who was trying to sell me 3 ounces earlier in the month. And I told him, look, I don't trust gold. I'm not paying good prices. One, I wouldn't have been able to buy it anyway because it was way too much. But I told him, because I was being honest with him. I was like, I'm paying Clash type prices right now because I'm like, I don't trust gold that by the time I get it in and then I go to resell it, I will make any money off it. I'll probably might lose money at that point because something big like that, I'm just going to send it to other small Paydirt vendors and stuff like that, sell it to them and make a couple bucks off of it. And he even said he was going to wait to sell it because he said that's what everybody's telling him. He's like, I'll just wait till gold goes back up. So, but yeah, it's harder and harder to find, because everyone knows, when you have something that was up to, what was it, 160 a gram and now it's 130, nobody wants to lose that extra 20 bucks, per gram. So they're like, they know it's going to go back up. They're just hoping it'll go up faster. They're just waiting for some tweet or something on a Friday or a Monday, because, we only tweet about global news on Fridays after the market closes and Monday right before it opens. Imagination of Form, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Adventure Prospecting, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show as well. And Ayat, thank you very much, brother. Thank you very much for that. Why does it say at Gold Putz? I have to look on that. So yeah, I mean, like, hopefully Paydirt gets cheaper, because I hear people all the time, ever since gold's gone up past 100, that, people haven't been able to buy Paydirt anymore because it's gotten too expensive. And it's one of those things where people don't, I don't 100% agree with this where they're like, oh, I don't want to buy, a quarter gram bag of Paydirt and stuff like that. But people used to buy it when gold was 35 a gram. So I just came from Whatnot where I bought a bunch of awesome. That's why I don't go on Whatnot anymore. It's why I do not go on Whatnot. Every time I go on Whatnot, I buy stuff I don't need, but stuff, even if I went on, I love Gold Baron, great guy. When he first went on his first Whatnot show, I was like, oh, I'll go hang out with them. I'm like, I'm not going to buy anything because he had already told me he was not selling anything big on his first Whatnot show. It was all going to be under a gram. And as you all know, I do collect heart-shaped pieces of gold for my kids. And he came out with a couple small heart-shaped pieces of gold that are under a gram and ended up buying them. And I just ended up putting them in people's Paydirt bags. And I overpaid for them. So it's just like, dang it. I just overpaid for gold that I'm going to throw in people's bags because they're not going to fit my collection. So I was like, and then a couple times where I've gone to go on Mike's shows when Mike was actually doing his shows and he didn't give it off to his help. When Mike was doing his shows a lot more, I would just get stuck in some coin show shop and be like, oh man, that would go great for my kids' collection. And I'd buy stuff that doesn't fit in my kids' collection. So then I'm just giving it away, doing stuff with it. Like all these all those NGC coins that went out with an American Paydirt, those were all stuff I bought on Whatnot where I was like, oh, cool, Indiana. And I'm like, it doesn't go in my kids' collection. I've got a very specific criteria what goes into my kids' collection. And that wasn't it. Now, maybe 20 years from now, I might change that, but who knows? Kunk35, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. John Lanningham, thank you for joining the show. Trolling, how's it going? Jason, how's it going, Jason? I didn't see you in there. I saw you post earlier and it didn't click in my head. So, but thank you for joining the show. I appreciate it as always. I bought 2 1-pound bags from a place called Roaring Camp Mining Gold. Yeah, Roaring Camp is a good Paydirt if you're there. If you have to pay for shipping with them, it's just, it's a tourist Paydirt. It's one of the better tourist Paydirts. You go to a lot of these places, tourist place, you'll get 3 pieces of gold in a $50 bag of Paydirt, just enough to see. And that's about it. And Roaring Camp's not too bad. I've done a few reviews on them. Backyard Prospecting, he used to do Roaring Camp Gold, I think, for every one of his Tuesday or his Monday live shows. Because he's close to them and he used to go there and just buy their bags. So they're not bad if you can pick them up in person. If you got to pay for shipping, not so much. So, mm. Yeah, it's easy to, way too easy to buy on. And one of the things I don't like about Whatnot is, I mean, I had to actually Google it and look at it and look at the rules. You can outbid yourself. And I don't like that. I don't like that. eBay started that too, where you bid, like if you go to bid $20, you can bid 25 even though no one else bid. And I don't like that. I don't like, if you're not paying attention, if you're on your phone, outbidding yourself. So I actually did that on eBay the other day. I went to go bid on something and I actually canceled my bid. So I bid on something on eBay and I knew I wasn't going to be around when the auction ended. And I think I bid $25 or something like that. And the coin was probably worth like 20, 22 maybe. But then I went back and I was like, I really want it for my kids' collection. I'll go back and rebid to 30 as my maximum bid. And then I go look and the bid's at 26.01 or something. I'm like, well, why did it go up a buck? And I went and contacted eBay and they're like, well, because you bid again. I said, but I'm bidding against myself. And they said, yeah, but we go up in increments of $1. I'm like, but it's me. It's my original bid. You just cancel my original bid of 25. And they're like, no. And I was like, well, I'm going to cancel it then. So a guy named Stellar Wright. Yeah, I've seen him on there. Stellar Wright. I've watched a few of them, but I will say I probably won't go back onto Whatnot now that I've seen somebody actually doing breaks with gold nuggets, and that I'm just starting to see, Whatnot is just going to end up being like all the other auction sites that aren't eBay because they're not big enough. They're just going to, it's what happened with, what was the other one called? One Bid or something like that. I don't remember the name of it. Or Open Bid or something like that. Is they let so many cheaters and crooks in because they just need the bodies in there. They need the numbers to justify, how much their investors are spending and stuff like that and to make a profit. And they just let too many cheaters in. And eventually so many people get scammed that it becomes known as a scam site and everyone just leaves, So breaks are where they go up there and you'll bid and they'll have like 10 bags on a shelf behind them. And they'll say you're buying one of those 10 bags. And then once all 10 bags are sold, they'll go through them and see what's in them. And each bag will have something different. And they'll tell you like, oh, bag number 1 has like, and so they'll try to get the bid price to say $150 or no, 100. So if you're buying each bag for about $100, one of them will have like a 2-gram nug in it and all the rest will have like a 0.01. They're just like bonus bags. It's just a really bad deal where if you get 9 of those bags, you're getting skunked. And that 10th bag is a great bag. But the problem with Whatnot is you can have a buddy of yours and tell them, hey, bag number 7 comes up, you just bid. You just bid as much as you can, and you get number 7, so your buddy wins the nugget every single time. It's just so rife for cheating. It's just absolutely crazy. I don't do any of the games with chance. Yeah, but the problem is people do, and then people get ripped off and they get upset, and then they just think, breaks are just a horrible idea. It's just, and it's even against their terms in a lot of the things on Whatnot, but they kind of like look the other way. So I need a 12-step program for Paydirt. So yeah, and I just don't like breaks because, like I said, with eBay, if I've been around since eBay first started, and when eBay first started, there was things called shill bidding, and everyone knew it. So you kind of like, you would have to set your own thing. Like you had to know, I'm not bidding past this, because everyone would get their buddies, hey, bid on this. And the bidding would go extremely high. And if their buddies actually won, they would just cancel the auction and restart it the next day. But if their buddies didn't win and a sucker like me came along and paid $400 for a $100 item, I'm like, oh, well, I got suckered into it in the heat. And eventually eBay got rid of it. They started, eBay is a billion-dollar company, and they started implementing stuff so you can't shill bid anymore. I mean, you probably could, but it's much, much harder. Whatnot has none of that stuff in there. There's nothing to stop shill bidding. There's nothing to stop the sellers from doing stuff that's not right. Like there's tons and tons of videos out there of breaks and Pokemon opening cards and stuff like that, where they'll say something like, "Oh, I'm gonna open your pack for you. Here, let me open your pack." And they just swapped out because they knew the pack that the person picked had the bonus item in it, and they didn't want them to get it. So it's just, Whatnot is just allowing way too much cheating and stuff like that. And it just I don't like it. Yeah, and that's another one. That's another one that I've seen people complain about that on Whatnot, where they get really good deals, and then the seller just like, "Oh, I can't complete the sale," and then they'll ask you to cancel it. They'll ask this buyer, "Hey, can you cancel this? I lost it or it got damaged," because they don't want to take the ding on their account. So it's just, Whatnot's bad is one. They got a whole bunch of really bad sellers, and it's hard to trust them. I trust a few of them. People in the community, I trust all them. But the more, it's just like Paydirt. There's a lot of bad Paydirt sellers out there, and you start getting a lot of people on there. So that, and just, I have a hard time saying no when I see stuff that I want. So, they pay 200 grand for placer on there. They do. I mean, I just, I've talked to a few people about it. I don't understand Whatnot. Like, I've bought nuggets on there. And I've bought a couple nuggets, like over gram nuggets and stuff like that I like, that I'll pay slightly over spot price for. Like if the nugget is worth like $170 or something, I might have paid 180 plus the shipping. So, like 10 or 15 bucks. And you figure that's not a bad deal, especially with gold. It might go up and it's a nugget. But when I just don't understand when I see, people bidding on, there was a guy selling the other day, as a new seller, 0.05 nuggets. And it's just like, it's like $3. It's a $3 piece of gold, and people are paying $7 and $8 for it, plus $5 shipping. It's like gold has to triple before you get your money back. It's just, yeah, it's just crazy. I mean, like I said, I think Whatnot, they might be able to one day, if they clean up their act. It's just, the fact that you can tell that they really need the business, that they're bringing in crazy stuff, like food, because when Whatnot first opened, they advertised themselves as the place to go for collectibles, comic books. They didn't even say comic books at first. It was just supposed to be gold and silver. That's what they were known for. It's gold and silver. You'd go there for gold and silver. Then they kind of switched it to collectibles, and they threw in Pokemon cards and comic books and stuff like that. And now they're throwing in candy. It's like, oh yeah, if you want a collectible, come to Whatnot. Or if you want some candy, can't even pick. I know, it's just crazy. And it's like, like I said, I think it's people scamming. Like when somebody's new on Whatnot, they see a stream that's live and somebody tells them, "Oh, here's a 0.05 nugget." And then they're screaming the whole time when someone bids $4. "Oh, this is so under spot. This is so under spot. This should be at least a $10 piece of nugget. This should be a $10." The people bid $10 because they don't know anything about gold. They don't know the gold spot. They just think, "Wow, I just got this. He said it was worth 10 and I got it for 8. Yeah, I saved $2, Then they'll buy like 10 from them thinking, well, if I combine shipping, oh, it's crazy. So I try to stay away from it. And plus, like I said, they do sell candy. And that's kind of one of my weaknesses, is candy. So when I start seeing some guy stuffing a box full of candy for $5, I start saying to myself, oh, I definitely need to get off of Whatnot. Yeah, there's used to be a guy, oh, I can't remember his name, but there used to be a guy that used to do lives every once in a while, and he used to keep all his gold. And I always thought it was the coolest setup. Every bag of Paydirt he ever did, he would put in a vial. And he just had, like, behind me, instead of having Paydirts, he just had rows and rows of vials with little labels on them, so he knew what everyone had. So, and I always thought that was cool. Except you couldn't see the gold, because, they were all like, half gram or a quarter gram in a 1 ounce vial. But I always thought it was good, way to go back and you could look at the shelf and be like, oh yeah, I remember this one. This one was a good one. So, Mentally Corrupted, how's it going, brother? Kristen, how are you? Thank you for popping in. Yeah. I need to put 0.1 back on my magnets. How's it going, Joey? Andrew, how's it going? And anyone, if I miss you, I apologize. Thank you for being here. David Stocks, thank you for being here. No, Japanese gummies. List have just send me a list. Where's your send me a list. Send me a list of all your candies. But no, don't. I did for maybe Valentine's Day, I think I did get some of the Dubai chocolates for Liz, and we tasted them, and like the good ones. I went and got like authentic ones, way too much money. We did, because everybody, like the pistachio chocolate ones, everybody makes them now. You can find them at like Walmart has their own brand, but I got some really good ones, and I wasn't a huge fan of them. So is PA here? I didn't see PA. Where's PA at? Oh, there he is. What's up, PA? Yeah, I got my shelf back up there. So it is missing. I still need to hit up some of the sellers, Bear Prospecting. I still need them to send me something. Our Home Zoo, I need to replace theirs. And then who was the third one? Wrench. I have Wrench's replacement. I just haven't made it yet. So I don't even know where I did with it now. I said that. But so I got one of the three. I just have to put it back on the shelf. I need to put a sticker back on it. So can we just email you a picture? Yes. I'm going to post tomorrow about the picture entries. But yeah, that's what everyone's just emailing me. So here, let me write that down. Post pick time. I was supposed to do it Sunday, but as you all know from my last Tuesday, I hurt my back last Tuesday. It is worse. It is so much worse today. I was just on my heating pad for the last 2 hours so I could come down here and be live. My back is just jacked. So I was supposed to post Sunday. Yeah, I moved your bag. I don't remember where I moved it. Where did I move your bag to? Yeah, I moved it right here. See? Moved your bag here. I had to redo my shelf after the cat disaster, so. But I'm going to, I forgot what I said. So tomorrow I will post, on Patreon telling everyone how they can just send me a picture of it and stuff like that. Cause I'm going to do is during the live show, whatever, I guess it's the August live show or something like that, or because the contest is going to run for a while. It's got another 45 days or something like that. In the August Patreon show, I'll just have a little thing flashing up on the screen showing everyone's picture, and then we'll, or I'll randomly put everyone's picture in some kind of software and it'll pick a random picture and that's who'll win. So, because I think I only have like 3 entries so far, so everyone's got pretty good odds. I paid $15 for mango peelers. I actually like the peelers. They're pretty good. I don't really eat too much like gummies anymore and stuff like that. But yeah. Real Mr. Hogan, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. Gunners, how's it going? Oh, and that's who. Gunners, how's it going? Ollie Skeeter, how's it going? Pan mine this weekend. Yeah. I mean, like I told people, if you don't want to pan it, that's why I didn't make the prize for the picture super big. It's a 0.5 gram nugget. So I figured it'd be something fun for the people that do pan it. And, they take a picture. They can, win a little bit of something. But those that don't, they're not missing out on some, like 5-ounce nugget or something like that, because I was like that close to, yeah, we'll just make it like a 5-ounce nugget. Yeah. Yes, you are supposed to peel a mango. So, it depends. Like, I did not know, but up until recently, but like kiwis, in countries where kiwis grow, they eat them whole. They eat them like an apple. In Australia, they eat kiwis like an apple. And I tried it and I just could not chew that. I mean, maybe my teeth just ain't strong enough. I was just chewing like gum, then it like a skin that I was spitting out. I did not like it. Real Mr. Hogan, thank you very much, brother. What's the picture contest for? It was from the American Paydirt. Anyone that bought the American Paydirt, if they take a picture of the gold they recover from the bag of Paydirt and they post it somewhere. So, no. But you can post it anywhere. Like you can even post it on. Now I know there's a way to do it, but I just don't know how. And I know you can post stuff on Patreon to my Patreon page. Because I know back in the day it used to be a lot easier. Now they made it a lot harder. So, but all right, we're gonna start panning because originally I was gonna plan on us panning 2 Paydirts today. The haggis Paydirt with no label or nothing on it, and then maybe the mother load. But I don't know how long my back's gonna hold out. So we're just gonna do this one, see how it goes. If there's no gold and it pans out really quickly, then we'll hit up the mother load just to see a little bit of shiny. Might not finish it, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm not. See, I'm not. I love kiwis. It's my absolute favorite fruit, and it's really weird that I like them so much because like I can't eat a peach because they're fuzzy. It just grosses me out. But kiwis are just so good. I kind of ignore the fuzzy skin part. Um, but yeah, I had to try it. And it's just like unedible. I mean, and I was just like, I don't understand what you do. I mean, do y'all just chew on it for like an hour until it's broken up enough that you could eat it? But I was just like, no. I was like, I can't do that. I just got to skin it. The hairy exterior. The amount of magnets and mother. Yeah, I mean, it depends on which mother load bag you get. I know some of them he advertised as being really hard, and then some of them are a little bit easier. So I have this one left, and I know this one's supposed to be really, really difficult because he sent this one to me. This was just something he sent me for a Tuesday show, and he told me he made it extremely difficult. So this one is supposed to be really difficult. I have another one on my shelf somewhere for a Tuesday. This one, I think this is a 3 gram. I think that's a 3 gram jar that's supposed to be a little bit easier because it's supposed to be chunky gold. So furry fruit. No, yeah. It's the same thing with like bananas. I tried it once where they're like the healthiest thing you could do is like cook a banana skin. Like you throw it in the oven for like 350 until they turn brown, then you eat them. And it was just like the nastiest thing I ever tasted in my life. I was like, no, I don't need to be that healthy. If there's no gold, I will bury my head in shame. I will tell you a piece of advice that I don't share often enough. But if a seller says, buy 1 bag, get 1 bag free, there's no gold in either bag probably. And there's definitely no gold in the second bag. I saw something the other day on eBay where they were like, if you bought, what was it? If you bought 1, you got 1 free. If you bought 4, you got like 8 free. And I'm like, so, if you buy 4, you get 12 bags of Paydirt. And I was just like, there's no gold in any of these. There's like 1 speck. Because if somebody's giving away 8 bags, then they're still making a profit. So I got the 0.5 gram bag and doubled it. Well, he changed up his thing. So I know the original bag, we did one of those last week. The original bags were hit or miss on how difficult they were. Because I think he was just making them in batches. So, and no, I'm not selling any Paydirt at the moment. I sell Paydirt very rarely, once or twice a year. And I just sold some and I won't be selling anymore until December or January. So I already have everything loaded and ready. I've got actually 2 new Paydirts on my brain for when I do, but it won't be till December or January. So I stay away from the sellers. Yeah, 100%. If the seller says buy 1, get 1 free, it's not a good deal and you should stay away from them. Even though I do appreciate you very much, Alan, for buying one because, where is it? Where is it? It's on my shelf. So it's on my shelf. I got to put one on my shelf. So I always like adding stuff to my shelf that have cool bags or unique bags. And so that one got added to the shelf. So I appreciate you buying it. And it's going to be on my shelf forever. So, gold or no gold. You know. Buy one bag from me, I'll give you 99. Wetsuit girl. Wait, what was this? That's a random comment. I don't see the beginning of that comment. Yeah, unsearched is the same. Yeah, as much as I know a lot of people, and I'm not a huge fan of Klesh's reviews. The one thing he does say is don't trust sellers that don't have a guarantee. And I think in 99% of cases, it's true. Don't trust any seller that does not have a guarantee. I mean, they can promise you the world. And I've been doing this for over 10 years. They have so many sellers that, I'm on the mother load. I've seen gold nuggets, 4 pounds flying off my shovel, and I just throw it in a bag and maybe no, you know, 100 imagination. Hey, Curry, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Dina, thank you for joining the show. Mega Dog, thank you. Gold Digger Patty, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. But yeah, and the problem is, and it's one of the reasons why, I've gotten the most flack from when I do my reviews, that I put in things like description, where everyone's like, oh, all we care about is the ROI. We don't care about any of the other junk. But if you look at it, really great sellers, like the vast majority of sellers who give you really good ROIs, don't have great descriptions because they know they have a good ROI. The bad sellers have really good descriptions, but you need to learn how to read them. The more info somebody gives you, the better it is, but there's key things that are missing. And the way I grade my descriptions, if they don't talk about the gold, like, so for example, gold nugget, golden Paydirt, they're not going to get a good score on my description, even though it's like 2-page description, because they don't talk about the gold. They don't talk about where the gold's from because it's not in there. They just don't tell you what size the gold will be in and all that stuff. So thank you for your daily ROS. I choose more buy Paydirt from someone that I don't know. Yeah. So, it's like, and that's another thing. One of the things, like when I started my daily ROI chart, the reason I started was because gold was going up, 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 up. And you could catch some really good deals because sellers weren't quick enough to do it. But now that gold's going down, there's no real great deals on there. And I'm trying to add new sellers on there all the time. But I don't want to add sellers if I've never reviewed them. I have seen a couple new sellers that I think are good deals. They're probably good. But, if I don't trust them and I don't know them, I don't like to put them on there. So I only like to buy guaranteed now. Yeah, it's one of those things where if you know a seller, like say Vendetta or Gold Putts or Gold Nugget Sales or one of these sellers that their reputation's on the line and they want to do good, especially, I said Gold Putts, but, he hasn't been around that long. But Vendetta, Gold Nugget Sales are the OGs. They've been around as long as, I think most sellers that are good sellers, that are probably the olders that have been out there. If they offered a unsearched bag of Paydirt with no guarantee, you're going to get your money's worth. Vendetta did one last year, and I talked to him about it, and it was the exact same ROI as all his other bags of Paydirt. He just wanted to see how it would sell compared to a bag that he put a guarantee on there. And I don't think it sold good enough because he took it off and it hasn't been back on there. But sellers like that, Gold Nugget Sales is not going to say, oh, look, I have a $180 bag of Paydirt with no guarantee, and he's not going to put a quarter gram in it. He's just not going to do that because people will be mad and not buy any more from him. So, it just, they don't do it because I don't know why, but, see if you can never keep dirt in stock. You don't have to worry. No. Yeah. So I'm still gonna keep the chart up. And one of the things is, like I always try to remind people about the chart is the good thing is you can go back and look. Like if you see a seller like say Dave, or a good one is Clash. Like Clash a while back, he did a sale, and not his recent sale, but the one I think previous to that, where he said he was lowering the price on his cheapest bag of Paydirt, whatever that is, the Clash Crumbs. But what he didn't tell people was he raised shipping. Now, it was still a better deal. The ROI did go up. But, he said, it was dropping from like $30 to $24. But then he added like $3 in shipping. So it really only dropped like, half of what he said it did. And, that's just deceptive marketing. And when you do stuff, when I do a daily ROI chart, you can go back and look and see stuff like that. So if a seller, tells you, like, I don't want to name any names, but if a seller says, oh, I'm having a 20% sale, you can go back and look and say, wow, yesterday he was at $200, and now he's at $250 and he's saying 20% off. That's still $200. You can catch these guys because, everybody on my daily ROI sheet doesn't mean that they're honest just because they're on there. It just means they have a guaranteed amount of gold. So that's it, Michael. So, but all right, let's get to panning. Let's see what this haggis and tatties is. A tatty's a potato. So I'm really hoping I don't find a potato in here unless it's potatoes gold. But all right, let's shrink down the ugly mug. Start doing some panning tonight. Let's get this down. Let me make sure my panning cam is on. For whatever reason, every once in a while when I shut down my laptop, everything just goes haywire. I couldn't get my cameras to work today. I couldn't get my microphone. But yeah, it looks like everything's on. So it's still working. Let's shrink down the ugly mug now and get to the panning. Move some stuff around. So give me 1 second. I think I already got live chat open. Let's see. All right, let's see if I can get my tablet to. It was working earlier. Now it doesn't want. Oh, let me get a pan. This is still the water from last week. I haven't had a chance. Oh, my back was. I was like, nope, I ain't messing with that. Ugh, come on, live chat was on here earlier. Now we'll just start over. Let's open this up. Put it in there. See what we got. What the junk? What is this? I just opened up YouTube and typed in Miller Prospecting, and all I got was ads. I mean, like the little like Google ads, and just rows and rows of the same ad. Like they really seriously wanted me to buy something from Golden Paydirt. There we go. If I spell your name wrong, I'm using auto. All right, let me go check here. Let me check the. Thank you, Weezen. Here, so this is what we're going to be panning out today. Let me go see if the link. I thought I replaced the link, but it might be an old link. Let me see. Hmm. Huh. Give it a minute and see. Just try again in a little bit because the link is right. So if it ends in AK, it's the right link. Okay, KAY. Yeah. Hey, Annie, how's it going? I still need to get with you to get one of y'all's 1 gram jars. Just the jar and the dirt. No gold needed. I could put y'all back on my shelf. All right, let me put some. Thank you. That's awesome. Yeah, it was funny. I Googled or I was checked ChatGPT today. I asked it who was the best Paydirt seller out there, and they said Gold Nugget Sales, and they referenced part of being my list. So I was like, well, that's good. Yeah. But yeah, Ed, I sent you an email, and it depends. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you very much, Annie. I appreciate that. And yeah, I forgot about it until I saw your name. I, am the same way. Sometimes, you do stuff, then as soon as it's out of your mind, it's out. But hey, how are they messing up your address? Are they messing it up like putting in like like my address is 2300 Adams Avenue, and one bad key swipe could make it 2309 Adams Avenue. And I've done that before. Or like I've put in wrong zip code, like, instead of 47714, I might hit 47718 or something like that and just hit it. Are they doing that, or are they sending your stuff to a different customer who ordered? Because it's like totally different. Like if they're accidentally putting in, because I do know also with like Patreon, I do have a couple Patreon members who, when I go to type in their address, United States Postal Service will not take that address, and it just auto defaults to a closer address, even though that's not their address, because they say it doesn't exist, but it does exist because people obviously live there. So, oh, that's awesome. Thank you very much, Kunk. Hmm. There must be something new with Firefox and YouTube. Please put sticker contest in your description. Who's got a sticker contest? Is that me? All right, let's see. Okay, so there's definitely no taters in here, or tatties, or whatever they're called. There's no tatties in here, and there's definitely no haggis, or this thing would be stinking it up. Twice in the last 6 orders. Yeah, but it's just, let me see. Wrong apartment number. Ah, so yeah, so that's, I could see. Like, that's not them just mistakenly shipping it. I'll be curious. Maybe it's their software. I'm wondering if it's their software just doesn't like whatever your apartment number is. Hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because USPS sometimes with like, especially with apartments, they do mess up a lot. Like I've shipped out stuff where they've said like apartments didn't exist, and it tries to redo it where it just says, like if I'm sending it to, like 2300 Adams Avenue, apartment 12, it'll just auto default to no apartment and saying that it's just a building and there's no apartments. You know. Oh, that is that. Oh, well, got a wee bit of gold. So we got some gold. We're just gonna keep adding more in there. That might be all the gold we got. Now you're not gonna be able to see that gold, Alan. Now there is two tiny little specks right there. So perplexed. How's it going? Which one did you get, Brian? But I think half. So there was the American out of the 20 bags I sold. I think half or one was an American Eagle. Then 9 were silver, and then the other 10 were just the new coins, the new 2026 quarters or half dollars. Because I figured that way at least half the people would get a silver NGC. You know. I don't have anything to trade yet, Mr. Hogan, but yeah, once I do, I'm always up for trading if I have stuff. I just traded. I just got 4 new silver rounds in, or they're shipped for some gold. So I actually traded the chicken miner nugget that we did for last month. Traded that one for some silver. I think some more gold. There's some more gold in there. I mean, y'all aren't going to be able to see it, but there's a whole bunch of little pieces right there. 4 or 5. So it's got some gold in it, you know. Scottish Dranky Dry. Yeah, a lot of the new coins are crazy. Like when they first came out, it was crazy. Like the 2000 or whatever, the 1776, 2026 coins. When they first released, I guess some people have an in with the mint or whatever, and we're getting them. It was crazy how the prices were. Like even the American Eagle, right when they came out, the 2026s are crazy prices. You got a Mayflower? There you go. Yeah, I got each one of the dimes. The new 2026 1776 NGCs for my kids collection. Just because I collect all dimes for my kids. Well, I mean, I collect a lot of dimes. I collect a whole bunch of stuff for them. Yeah, but most of the stuff I collect for my kids, I try to be based on me being from Louisiana. So I collect a lot of Louisiana gold and silver, like the 2021 Morgans that were New Orleans privies, um, things like that. So I've been searching for Franklin Mint used to put out they were only 0.925, but Franklin Mint used to put out a whole bunch of New Orleans like Pelican State coins. And I've been searching forever. You'll see them on eBay all the time for like the half-ounce ones, but they made a 1-ounce one, and it's not listed in any like Franklin Mint guide, but they did make them because I have one of them, so I know they make them. And I've been trying to find more for my kids, and I just cannot find them. I even have friends of mine that I know frequent, silver places and gold places in Louisiana looking for them, and they haven't seen any, or no one pawn shops and gold shops they go to haven't heard of them. So there's also with another one, they have a 1-ounce silver round. I can't remember the mint that put them out, but they're pretty cool. They have like it's a 1-ounce silver round, but sometimes they put silver rounds where they'll put a piece of gold on it or something like that. It was like a U.S. state one where each state had something different, and inside the silver round is like a little clear capsule that they put something known from that state. And the Louisiana one, they put a little piece of alligator skin on it. And I've been trying to get those for my kids' collection. I can only buy like one a month or something like that. But man, all the sellers still want like $150 for them. I'm like, do y'all know silver's going down? I'm like, I'm not paying $150. I'll pay like $80. uh, mm. Man, that's crazy price on the 2025s. And you never know too, because the next president could decide that they want pennies again, and they're going to get, I have to start looking for 2025 pennies. There's a couple. There we go. Look at that. This is, you got some visible gold. If I stop panning it down. Well, we're up to 3 nice little pieces plus a whole bunch of fly poop. But there's some gold in here. Now, I do know what you paid for this, though, Alan. I don't know if it's got a very good ROI, but there is gold at least. Because was thinking, wow, there's not going to be any gold in the free bag. So. Mm. Well, but the whole thing is the United States Mint's not supposed to make a profit. That's why they sell things like, like American Eagles and things like that, because that's how they make a profit. Making coins was never supposed to be like a win, lose, or anything like that. It's a currency. Because they could have went digital years and years ago. You know, there's lots of ways they could have saved money. 2%. I don't. Might be a little bit higher than that. Now, if I'd have ordered it and had to pay like the crazy shipping they were asking to ship, if you add in shipping, we're up to 6 pieces now. Oh, up to 6 pieces. I don't know. you know. But all that's going to happen with losing the penny, though, is every single company is going to just start cheating us. Because I know the way it's supposed to work is if it's, like if you buy something and it's $2.97 or something like that, they're supposed to round to the closest. So if it's in your option, they give you a nickel. If it's not, then they take the nickel. They're supposed to round it one way. 100% companies like Walmart are going to fudge that number. So instead of, it'll have to be like 200, a penny, then they'll give it to you. But if they're supposed to give you 4 cents, they're going to just take the whole nickel and they'll make it in their advantage. And then in, 5 years from now, someone will hack into Walmart, or 10 years from now, and realize that they've been ripping us all off. The federal government will come in and say, oh, Walmart, bad Walmart, bad Walmart. Here's a $5,000 fine for stealing $20 billion from all your customers, I mean, if you watch anything on TikTok or YouTube or anything, or what is it, Instagram lately, they have so many people that are going around like weighing up all the food from like all the grocery stores and how every one of them is wrong. Like everyone, like you open up a can of, chili and they'll dump it out, scrape every little drop out, and it's not even close to what it was supposed to be. What are we up to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pieces? We're up to 11 pieces, Alan. I don't know. mm. Mm. Yeah, it's one of the things I've never understood about, like I understand like every state is supposed to be like their own and their own being kind of, like where they make their own state rules and stuff like that. But I always thought it was just silly. The way that taxes should be is the federal government should have a set tax where they say, hey, we're going to take 10% of everything you make. 2% will go towards this, 2% for that, 2%. But this is what you would know. Like if you go to your job and they say, hey, we're going to pay you $20 an hour, in your head, well, I'm only making $18 an hour because 10% of that, exactly 10%. That way at the end of the year, no tax. You don't have to fill out any forms, anything, just set tax. And then they should tell every state, you get 5%. We don't care how big of a state you are. We don't care how small of a state you are. You charge 5% on everything, for food, whatnot. And that way you can figure out that too, just make it easy, and then every store will know they can just say, hey, look, your food is going to, that stick of gum is $3, which it includes tax, But the reason they don't do that is because they'll say all kinds of things. Well, we can't do that because there's a cigarette tax, there's a state tax, there's a federal tax, there's this tax. We can't figure it out, Yeah. Oh, it's definitely, fines are always cheaper than crime. They've proven that so many times with just all the companies that, like, if you live, like I live by Alcoa, it's a big plant that makes siding and stuff like that, a lot of aluminum. If you go by any plant in the middle of the night, you will see, like during their day, you will see they discharge nothing but white smoke because it's, processed a certain way so it doesn't pollute the atmosphere. You go there around 1 o'clock in the morning, it'll be churning out tons of black smoke, just choo, 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 choo. Like an old train just struggling by. And the reason being is because they know there's less likely that an inspector will come by at night and they'll dump as much bad chemicals as they can at night and save, it'll cost them half as much. And they know just in case someone like me reports them and says, hey, look, I've been videotaping. I don't do this, by the way. But, like if I was videotaping and sending it to them, they save, $1 million every month. They don't care if they get a $50,000 fine. They're like, yep, that's okay. Wife wanted to know if the shots are helping you out. Hers was stupid expensive. About $200 done minus a white scar. I've only been on whatever it's Trimfia for a month now, so no change, nothing's different. I even keep thinking like, wow, because I like, they sell it to you like instant change. Everything will be so much better, so quicker. And I'm kind of like, did I give myself the shot wrong? But it went in my leg, so all the juice is gone. So I don't know, but I know I go back like on the 5th or something like that and get my second shot for my load up system. So nothing different yet. And then it's hard to tell because it's like, I want to say like I was hoping like even if it just helped with like, the pain and stuff like that, I can't tell because I've been in so much pain just from my back, jacking up my back, working on my floor. So, and make sure everyone, don't forget, if you're new here or not new here, make sure you go to the link that Nightbot is dropping and my moderators are dropping that says for a chance to win one of 25 prizes. Click that link. You go there, leave a comment. And at the end of the show, I will pick one random person that left a comment. And if you're still here and you tell me you're still here, you'll win something. And there's one of 25 prizes, everything from Paydirt, silver, copper, all kinds of prizes. Wrong leg. There's actually a decent amount of gold here. I mean, there's a lot of fine gold, Yeah. Tomcat Josh here. Hey, what's up, Tomcat? How's it going? Some good gold here. I mean, I know what you paid for it, so it's, I don't think this is going to budge the scale much, but, there's a lot more than I thought was going to be in there, This would rival, a $20 bag of Paydirt, probably. I'm going to set it to the side, though, because I might weigh it up just to send you and tell you if you want to know, Alan. Because doesn't the other bag have a guaranteed amount? I don't remember. I remember reading their description, but I don't remember if the other bag has a guaranteed amount. Because if the other bag has a guaranteed amount and this one's just a bonus, then it's maybe not too bad. Oh no. Yeah, I will say that is one good thing with, is I mean, it sucks like whenever you see a new medicine come out because you know it's going to be like ridiculously expensive, like absolutely ridiculous. Like I remember when I was first diagnosed and they were like, I forget, Humira, I think was the first drug out, was the first biological that came out that wasn't methotrexate because methotrexate has been out forever, but it was the first like biological that was, with amazing results. And it was crazy. It was like, I remember going to my doctor saying, put me on this. I want to be on this. And they're like, okay, well, insurance doesn't cover it. It's like, $2,500 a shot, but you can call them and they might put you on a program that they'll give you the shot, for free for 9 months. And I'm like, so then what? I get cured for 9 months. Then all of a sudden it, comes back really bad. And what do I do then? you know, but now, like my shot cost me, my insurance covered it. And I think it was like $20 cash, something like that. I was like, yeah. Yeah, I've been keeping up on the regrowing teeth thing. I think that's absolutely cool. So, and that was also I was reading something. I like to read about like body stuff. They found they were looking through the genetic code and they found that at one point in our DNA, I guess, could grow limbs, and that part of that DNA strand or whatever it is still in us. Where at some point in, us growing up and getting, bigger and stronger and smarter, at one point we realized it wasn't worth being hobbled and walking around with missing a leg because we were just slowing down everybody else. So we stopped growing new legs and stuff. So it's probably the same reason why we don't regrow teeth because it is part of in there, you know, and that's what they just figured out a way to make it so you can they'll grow. So it used to be part of us, but I'm guessing at one point or another, just like infection. I think that's what they were saying is that like if you had your finger lost, 1,000 years ago, you would probably die from infection if they didn't just burn it and scar it and seal it. Like if you just were like, okay, I'll just let it sit there until a new one grows back, you'd probably get an infection and go away. Yeah, and that's another one, Brad. Yeah, something like that. You would have to have so much food. Then everyone else in the tribe would be like, Brad lost his leg. He's eating all the food. Maybe we should get rid of Brad. And then just as people, the kids would be like, hey, look, we don't want to grow legs because every time someone has to grow a leg, they get killed, All right, we got a little bit of time. My back's not feeling. We're going to start panning out some more motherload prospect, and we'll pan a little bit out. See how bad it is. 2 years a shot, or 6 years. So, but I'm hoping these shots do good. $20 I'm not too worried about, I'm not worried about the money. I mean, you always hope something works. So, I mean, I've been on methotrexate for 10 years now, and it's getting less and less effective, and, more and more chance that it'll wreck my liver one day, and then I'll be on the liver transplant list, which I don't want to do for somebody that doesn't drink anymore, That's it. Save Brad, eat the new limb. Well, that would be the thing. They were probably just like, Brad was waking up every day and he's like, hey, I thought I grew all the way to the knee, but wait, now I'm all the way back up to the hip again. Why is everyone nibbling on me all night? Hey, Ed, how's it going? Yeah, those are monster pans. The Super Sluice, I love them. Super Sluice is made out of the best plastic. That is the best plastic to use to make a pan. It's soft plastic and it will wear out pretty quickly, but it makes the best grooves for catching gold. No, they're just too big for me to pan in a panning station. So, yeah, I haven't had to pull the super glue out in a while. We a couple of years back when it was getting really bad on my hands, I think, you know, and they were split, and I was having to super glue them and stuff like that. Luckily, I was getting medical grade super glue. I wasn't using like real super glue. I was getting medical super glue, which is probably the same thing. But we upped my methotrexate to the maximum dosage, and it wasn't. And since then, I haven't really been that bad. But now we just cut it down since I'm on the new stuff. So it's always worry about it. Yeah, Martin is the best for in home, out in the stream. You gotta have a Garrett. A Garrett will sort things out really quickly for you. It's yeah, keep your teethers, Brad. But so for the teeth thing, though, I did read that it's only for people that were essentially born with no teeth. Like they haven't figured out like if you lose your tooth, how to make it to grow the new tooth where you've lost one. All it's going to be for is people that are born with no teeth. I was like, well, how many people are that? you know, I'm 57. I want to know about the ones I pulled out because I was too poor at the time to afford an implant or anything else. What is this? Oh, this stuff stinks. This Paydirt stinks. Piece of metal. Yeah, some pans are really hard to get the like just the glistening off of them. Like I've been using this pan for 6 years now, and on camera it still looks shiny, 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 but in person it's dull. I want some of that vortex matting. Oh yeah, I saw the pan that he never did end up finishing and building that prototype, did he? With the pan with the vortex matting in it, or did he? I know he showed it to me when he was working on it when he first thought of it and designed it. I'm seeing some gold, but that's all fine, fine gold. It's all fly poop, all fly poop. So we're just gonna keep adding to it. Season mine with 80 grit. I just always season mine with dirt. Whenever I get a new pan, some water, some soap, and some dirt. And you just rub the dirt around because that's what's going to be rubbing in it all the time anyway. So I used it recently. Backyard prospecting the house. What's up, brother? Use a Scotch pad to buff it some. Yeah. I mean, you can't go wrong. Whatever you used, as long as you get the oil off, that's 90% of it is just getting the oil off. And a brand new pan, once you get the oil off, it'll get those micro little stuff in it. As soon as you start putting dirt in it, everything will scratch them. Especially with like the Garrett. Those super sluices are really soft plastic, so they get scratched real easy. And it's crazy how cheap you can get them for every once in a while on Amazon. Like I always see them. I had a whole bunch for a while, but when I got divorced the last time, I lost them all. I think I had like 20 of them. They went on sale one time on Amazon for like $5.76, something crazy, shipped with Prime. And I was like, I'm buying a whole bunch of those. Because originally I was like, oh, one of these days, I'll be doing like, the other people and having a group party or something. I was like, I'll need all those pans to sign. But I ended up leaving them in the shed. Crash. Well, that sucks, brother. I know. I was thinking about my cistern the other day because I was like, man, because my house, my basement gets water in it. And I was like, man, maybe I should try to hook up the cistern again. But the problem is just like, I know, like when I looked in that cistern, when I opened it up or when it opened itself up, it was only probably like maybe 8, 9 feet deep. And that means originally most cisterns were like 20 to 25 feet deep. That means it had, however many, 51 years before. When did I buy my house? It had 60 years of dirt because, the gutters never had anything on them. So, and my house has a giant oak tree over it that just drops tons of stuff in the gutters. So, it's just been slowly collecting dirt and dirt and dirt, filling it up. And plus, it's been leaking, for God, who knows how many years. Because like I said, when I first bought my house, there was always like little divots right near it. And I just would throw more and more dirt on it. And I'd come back a month later, there'd be another huge divot. It just means that it was all sinking. So I was like, man, it'd be great if I could use it for my gutters, just dump it all. But because I know when I bought the house, the first time there was a big rain, it was shooting up out of the gutter where gutter met the clay, that went into the cistern, the clay pipes. And I was like, okay, it must be clogged. Let me just unhook it and stop using it. So if I had if I had a farm or a buddy of mine or something like that that had a good old tractor, I'd be like, well, let's come over here, we'll pull it and dig it out. But I'm too old for that. Hopefully it wasn't a deep fall or anything like that. I will say my patch has been working. I used a whole bunch of PVC wood to patch it, and it hasn't collapsed again yet. So I don't have to go and hire somebody to dump, a couple $100 worth of rocks into it. So yeah. Yeah, that's the problem with the old cisterns is, they just kept slowly filling up with dirt from when they were put in. So I was just worried that, when the hole opened, that it was either a, old septic tank, which would have been horrible, or as an old oil tank, which would have been even worse, Then I was like, okay, well, if it's neither of those, maybe it's an old mine shaft, which would have been the worst of all three of those. Because at least if it would have been a septic tank or an oil tank, I could have, sued and got the money because both of those were listed as not existing on my property and my mortgage insurance, or my title insurance and my title insurance. So I could have gotten, them replaced through the title insurance. But if it had been old well, there's no insurance for that. So I'd have had to been, you just definitely don't want to be living on a house on an old coal mine, There's a lot of gold. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. There's a good bit of gold in here. It's all fine gold, so. Buy a tractor from Temu. I have been so tempted. I see people on YouTube that'll pop up where they're buying like all kinds of crazy vehicles off of like Temu and Alibaba cheap. Like, like you joking, but I saw somebody that had bought like a mini excavator off of either Temu or Alibaba, relatively cheap, like $3,000, and I was like, dang, I could put that to some use for $3,000. And then breaking the rest of the top out and dumping. Yeah. Well, that was my next step for mine. Like if the patch and the bricks didn't pass, like if it ended up collapsing again, which it still might, but I won't try to patch it anymore. It'll just be fill it. But, just doing that will suck because it's like all the way in the back of my yard, which I'll have to have somebody with a dump truck. And actually, even my tree covers my lawn. So, it have to be someone with a small, like, trailer. And, the smaller the vehicle, the more they charge you. They'll tear up my yard. So, I'm only going to be here another couple months, so. Want to know how it holds up? Yeah. Well, aren't the guys from the old Donut Show? Haven't they been working on the old YouTube channel Donut or whatever it was? I think the guys on there, they bought like a Toyota Tercel or something like that off of like Temu. And they've been building it like because it's just like a parts car or something like that. Like when you buy it, it's just the frame and the body, no motor or something like that. And I watched one of their videos where they were showing like how many of the weld points were off and like the holes were off to install stuff. Yeah, a lot of BBs. This one. A full size cat about 15 grand. Yeah, I wouldn't need a full size one. I don't even need a small one to be honest. I would just play around with it for a day or two and be like, dang, I shouldn't have spent that money. We got some good gold in here. It's all definitely all fine gold, so. Just try and pan this down some. But yeah, back to the pans. I always thought, like when I retire my channel, if I ever did something like everyone's always asking if I'd sell Paydirt, I wouldn't want to sell Paydirt. It's too, I don't know, too finicky. I would want to design a gold pan and sell a gold pan. That's it. I used to have a Datsun. I used to love my Datsun. I had one of the original Datsun, a B210. That was my first car ever. Was a Datsun B210. And then later on, I got when I was a little bit older, I bought a Datsun 280Z, and I used to tear that thing up. Like I gutted the interior on. I had pulled all the interior out of it to make it a little lighter. Pulled the back seat out of it. All I had was the front seat and the passenger seat. Everything else I had pulled out to make it a little bit lighter, so I could try to go a little bit faster. But then sadly, it started having some weird like carb misfire thing on it, and I brought it to shop after shop, and nobody could fix it. So I was like, parked it and just left it. I had a B210. I loved my B210. That was my first car ever. Somebody stole it. I mean, it was my own fault. So, true story. So, when I got the B210, I think we lost, 16 years old, something like that. Lost the keys to it. So, back then you could punch out the lock on a steering column easy peasy. Like you didn't need to do a lot. It was just pull it out, stick a screwdriver in it, and drive with it. And that's what we did. So, me and all my friends, whoever, because we would all take turns driving and stuff like that. So we punched out, we put the lock back in, and you could stick any key in it or do anything to fix it. And then it broke again, so we ended up having nothing in there. So you could just stick a screwdriver in there. And then we got a BMW parts car. One of my friends had gotten it. Long story behind the BMW, but we had a BMW, and we decided, me and a buddy of mine, to take all the emblems off the BMW, pull all the emblems off the Datsun and swap them out. So one day we went down to the French Quarter, and I drove my car down there. And I usually never drove my car down to the French Quarter because parking was a nightmare. But went down there, paid for parking and everything, and somebody stole it. Like, dang it. Somebody in the middle of the night drunk thought they were stealing a BMW that had a steering wheel punched out. Because when we parked it right underneath like a big street light. So you could see straight in the car. And I'm guessing somebody walking by saw that the steering column had been punched out, was just like, wow, I can get this BMW easy. No. But well, these little BBs, a little lead shot. Oh, I love the Nissan pickups. I love the pickups. Every once in a while, I'll look for an old Nissan pickup to see if there's one on Facebook or something at a good price. I could get rid of my car and swap it out for a pickup. But they last so well, and they're, in the South, I could have probably gotten a good one. But here in the Midwest, everyone kind of, once they start going bad, they just put them on the farm and, then tear them up, And people know they're good. So everyone that I see pop up is like, oh, yeah, Nissan, 500,000 miles on it. Hey, Sean, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. Yeah, I love those old Nissans, old Nissan truck. I'm guessing it's still a 5-speed then, right, Weezen? You're still driving that's a 5-speed, the 91, huh? What's up, Rich? How's it going? Oh, no. One of your bees sick? Hopefully nothing bad. Yeah, I would never own anything but a Nissan or a Toyota. So, and I wouldn't get either one. I wouldn't get their like fancy stuff. I don't think they're fancy. When they start getting like, whatever it is, whatever Toyota, not the Tundra. I think the Tundra is the smaller one truck they have. The Toyota, those are okay. But when they get their bigger things, they tend to not be as good. Um, yeah, both my kids, their first cars, both of them got Nissans. Good pile. Nice little smile, shiny. A lot of magnetics in here. Let me see. Yeah. Oh, a lot of lead in here. I don't know what all that's from. Yeah, okay, yeah. So the Tundra is not as good. Like, see, I would get the Tacoma. Hmm. I know Toyota's been, kind of rough with like their forerunners and stuff like that. But when they make small stuff, they're really good. you know. And the same with Nissan. Like when Nissan does like its small little cars and stuff like that, they do really good. Then they try to get big and fancy to get the big dollars in. And I guess they don't know how to make bigger parts. And they're like, okay. Yeah. But I do know that there's more million mile Nissans and Toyotas on the road still than there are of any other company. I think Ford's number 3 with $1 million, but Ford's been around a lot longer than Toyota or Nissan. So definitely not me. I'm not from Nevada. I like the kicks. Weren't the kicks the ones that were advertised as like all the crazy colors you could pre-order them in? That sucks. Any wait at any place is too long. Emergency rooms should never have a wait, but yet they all seem to always have the longest waits. We're getting some good gold out of here. I might weigh this one up later tonight too, after the show. See how close, because this one I do know. He said it had 0.3. What's it say on the bag? So yeah, 0.32, 0.32 grams. Even though it's got a sad face on there. I don't know why he's got a sad face. I guess because he gave it to me for free. And that's when gold was like 156, I think. Maybe even up to 160. So a little $40 freebie. $3 million miles. That's crazy. I just got, I think, 155,000 on my car. I keep saying to myself, oh, I'll probably have to replace it soon, but as long as it keeps running, I mean, I probably got a good, easy 50,000 miles left on it. So I mean, I probably do need to bring it in and get a whole bunch of stuff fixed. I got a whole bunch of stuff to fix on it that I bought the parts for. I've just been too lazy to fix. Buy a new vehicle every. It's your turn. Oh, there you go. Man, there's so much weird stuff in here. Look at all giant staple. Definitely on some old miner stuff. All right, Gunner. Appreciate it, brother. 131 now. Yeah. Still $35 worth of gold in it. Yeah, it's gone down a lot when you think about it. When you know, just a couple of months ago. I mean, it's gone up and down. I mean, 2 years ago it was $75 a gram, jumped all the way up in 2 years to 160, and it's taken a pretty good fall from 160 a couple of months ago down to 130. So. Being a little bit too rough with this Paydirt. Definitely not going to have 0.32 when I'm done with it. Probably. These Tuesday tailing. This pile of Tuesday tailings going to be pretty good if somebody gets it in their bag. Yeah, I'm the same. I drive my car until it falls apart. Then I go get another. I cherry pick a used car, you know. When my car finally goes kaput, I'll go find another Toyota with 60,000 miles on it, you know. Me, yeah, I sold out within minutes. Whenever I sell Paydirt, I sell out quick, you know, because I don't sell that often. So I won't sell again until probably January, you know. The only time I held Paydirt, I think one time I had Paydirt, I think it took me like 3 days to sell. And that's because I had a lot of bags. I think I had like 45 bags or 50 bags or something like that. You know, I don't even think it was 3 days. I think it was like second 48 hours or something like that. But yeah, usually I sell out within 24 hours because I just don't sell Paydirt that often. And when I sell Paydirt, it's Usually 100% ROI or, close. Hey, catch me in the AM. How's it going? Oh, I didn't see that. I'll have to look up that one, Brad. A3. Deep North, how's it going? All right, I'm going to stop being so aggressive with this. We'll just keep adding dirt. Oh, yeah, that's crazy. Hey, Andy, how's it going? I was looking at your site the other day and I was looking on your eBay, Andy, and I was thinking to myself, I was like, man, I don't know why Andy doesn't put at least one guaranteed bag on there. Like I could put them on because I was trying to find new sellers to put on my daily ROI chart. And I was like, so I was going through all the sellers that I knew, and I was like, let me see if they put any guaranteed gold Paydirt yet. Nope. I was looking at yours and Paydirt prospecting. Now, hopefully it's not too bad. Hopefully he's just got a tummy ache or something. I mean, I will say ChatGPT is pretty good for some. I mean, its calculations are pretty good. I use it a lot of times to do deep calculations. When Dan Hurd came out with his video with the where him and Dave were estimating the gold in some of those quartz, I asked ChatGPT. I put in the exact same numbers on ChatGPT to see what it would come up with, and it was pretty close. I mean, I actually kind of trusted its numbers better than Dave, because when Dave and them were doing it, they were using like the basic calculations. And if you really use the formula, it's like really complex formula. And you got to base it on, like not just the weights. You also have to base it on volume to see, if there's other things in there. But I wouldn't trust it if I'm spending my money. That's for sure. Silver and gold bags are guaranteed. But is there a guaranteed set amount of gold? I'll have to look at that one. Silver and gold bags. See, I never look at the silver and gold bags just because personal pet peeve of mine is I don't like panning out silver. I will go look at those. Here, let me go write myself a note real quick. Here, we'll dump the rest of this. So this is the last of it. Bam, bam, bam. Here, we're gonna put this. Hey, Alaskan Assassin, how's it going, brother? I almost wore your shirt tonight. I think every time you come in, I almost wear your shirt. All right, Alan, thank you again. That was actually some good Paydirt. I mean, I don't know the ROI and all that, but there was no haggis and tatties in it. So thank you again for that, brother. Well, because it's only two silvers. People only put two kinds of silver in Paydirt. It's either silver shot, which is really boring to pan. It's just silver shot. It's not something natural. Like if you wouldn't want to pan out Paydirt that had gold bars in it or gold shot in it. You want like natural stuff. But then the only other option is then usually crystalline grown silver. And if you put that in Paydirt, it breaks apart and it gets, because crystalline silver is beautiful. I absolutely love it. I think it's one of the most beautiful things. But when you put it in Paydirt, it just breaks smaller and smaller and smaller. And then it's a pain in the butt to pan because it's crystalline. So dirt gets stuck in it. It's just, I just don't find it enjoyable. No. Who's jerseys? Hey, David, how's it going? David Danderan in the house. All right, I'm definitely I'll have to go through all your Paydirts then, Annie. I'll have to definitely look. See, that's 100% on me. I get lazy like that sometimes. Somebody pointed out to me not too long ago. I have a bad habit of not checking shipping all the time on sellers because it drives me crazy. Because I got to add each bag into a cart, check it for my daily ROI chart. But it's just one of those things. You'll check stuff and you're just so used to checking the same things that when I went to your site, I checked every bag of your Paydirt except for the silver and gold just because out of habit. It's like, well, I'm not buying that. Mm. Mr. Meanleaf, how's it going, brother? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate everyone who's joined tonight's show. I'm sure one of the mods will drop the hidden link. We're almost done, so make sure you go leave a comment on the hidden link. Stick around to the end of the show. We'll pull one name, and you'll have a chance to win one of the 25 prizes on there. And as usual, YouTube and none of its affiliates have anything to do with this giveaway. It's 100% by me just to give back to the community. So we're putting up with my ugly mug and listening to me jab on. So, all right, let's put this in here, wash it down. See, there's a lot of fine gold stuck on there. It's a pricey bag. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I know people that love panning out silver and they just like because they love silver, Like I used to know a guy who, he bought big amounts of Paydirt all the time, like big bags, custom bags from Vendetta. And he used to always have them put like an ounce or 2 ounces of crystalline silver in it every single time because he just loved picking it out and panning it out. So, hey, Miss Independent, how are you? Yeah, I'm definitely gonna come back tomorrow and I won't do it tonight. My back's already gone. But I'll come back tomorrow and weigh this up. I'll be curious to see out of that 0.32 how much of it went into the Tuesday tailings. So based on how much that smiles, like I'm guessing like half of it's gone down. I've been watching chat, panning heavy. I should have been dumping stuff in the pan early. All right, Andy, I'm definitely going to check it out. Add it to my list. Clash claims somebody did. I think Clash said he sold 2 of them. I'm positive he said he sold 1. So I thought he said 2 though, but I might have been wrong. But I'm sure somebody did. I mean, personally, I would have just bought one of his custom guitars instead. Just bought a better bag of Paydirt from somebody else and still had more money. The ROI on that was just way too bad. I don't, but you can do the math and see his ROIs on all his Paydirts aren't that good, so people still buy them. When they buy him on Amazon, I don't know if he's still on Amazon. I haven't seen him. I haven't looked in a while. But his ROIs are even worse on Amazon, and he'll buy them. You know. One to Polly, no. I'm sure if Polly got one, it'd be for free. The only Paydirts Polly has done mysteriously all happen to be while he's with the people that sell him. When he went to the Gold Daughters, he didn't, buy one with a credit card and think, well, maybe, Polly could have had his girlfriend buy, the $10,000 bucket he got from the Gold Girls, the Gold Daughters. That's what it is, the Gold Daughters. He could have had his girlfriend buy it so they wouldn't have known, but no, he goes there in person and says, oh, yeah, make me a $10,000 bucket. But I even think then they still only gave him like a 50% ROI, which was actually funny. So he didn't actually pay for it. No. No. I mean, personally, I think it's impossible to, there's no way you could use a secret shopper for a big purchase, though. I mean, you really can't. I mean, it was like, I remember when he did what was it? Was it a $25,000 bucket from Miners Depot? It's like, there's no way you're telling somebody, hey, let me send you 25 grand, order this Paydirt for me. I trust you enough, Like, there's a lot of people I trust in this community that I send money to all the time for Paydirt. I've bought 1 ounce bags of Paydirt, and I, trust them for that. But I think that's when gold was like 3,600 for an ounce. There's no way I would trust anyone with 25 grand. Nobody. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the thing though, too, is like if you're a seller, like, I can understand if it's somebody, I mean, actually I don't understand anything. But if you're a Paydirt seller, if you're going to put together a $10,000, $20,000, $50,000, $100,000 bucket, you're not paying spot price for that gold. You're either a miner, so like say if you're selling a, 10K bucket, and let's say you're going to put 3 ounces of gold in it, and gold's 3,300 an ounce. You either mined it and it cost you nothing but time. So it's considered, you can put in 3 ounces and just say, I made 3,300 per ounce. Or you're like Clash and you're paying 70% for it. So he could put in $10,000 of the gold and he only paid $7,000 for that gold. So he still makes $3,000 profit. It's one of my things why I do get upset when I see sellers. I saw someone the other day where their bigger bags of Paydirt had a lower ROI. And I'm like, that shouldn't, if I'm spending more money, I should get more ROI. I should get more back. So everybody's sending everybody emails. Y'all need to send me an email too. I want an email. I think by the time I get home, I'll have to relearn how to pan. No, here, this is taking too long. My back is going out. So we're going to cheat a little bit. Get rid of this metal scrap pile here. Yeah, all these magnetics isn't black sand. I mean, none of this is black sand or magnetite. It's just, this is all metal from something. Some old rotting equipment in this hole. But there we go. Nice little pile of gold. Still gonna have to rework it some tomorrow. I'm not gonna finish it up tonight. But they're 57,000 now. Well, he probably, so that, I wonder if somebody, because that's not the type of Paydirt I would make. Maybe he made one in advance. It was like, you know, like I thought it was funny. Like when I was talking to Brian from Brian Thomas Gold about his that new Paydirt that he's got with the bonus bag system, the Chase Paydirt for $369, and all the bags are made, or so he claims. You know, there's no 100% guarantee of that until but he told me he made all 50 bags and that they had planned on making, and they also made all the bonus bags already. But I mean, it's not selling very well. I think I looked the other day. I think he sold 12 bags. So, you know, having that much gold sitting on a shelf, for 30 days, you know, 10 troy ounces actually closer to 58K. Well, he panned one out. I don't remember it, but I mean, when he put it up there and he panned one out, he only had, I think, like what was it, a 75% ROI, something like that. I mean, it was crazy. I think he had like $35,000 of gold for 50,000. I mean, it's just, you know. But there we go. All right, let's move camera. Make y'all look at my ugly face. Yeah, my back's just been all weak, and it's not getting better. You know, I just need to. I keep telling myself use my heating pad whenever I'm sitting down or do like I should have had my heating pad on my back right now, but I never think about it, and then my back gets so bad, and then I lay on it, and it gets a little better. So, yeah, I wouldn't know what that kind of what that kind of gold would look like. You know, I know I talked to was it Mike from GNS one time, and he was telling me he was trying to figure out a way because he was like, oh, you should do like when one of his big buckets came out, he was like, oh, if you ever get a secret shopper to buy one, just tell me and we'll refund you after. And I was kind of like, that's still, you got to put that money out first. And I'm like, I just don't have that money to say, like, hey, here's $6,000 or $5,000 or whatever it is. So, but all right. I'll make that a little bigger. A little bit of gold. It wasn't too bad. Both are fun bags. That freebie bag made me work for it, though, and I'll still have to go back and work it a whole bunch tomorrow. But, bending over is too much for me tonight. Mm. Mm. Yeah, well, and what sucks is the older you get, when you hurt your back, it just takes 3 times as long to heal. Like when I was young and I used to work construction, I would fall off a ladder and be like, my back, my back. Next morning, you're fine. And you're like, hey, I got a little bit of hitch in it, but okay. You have nothing bad. Now I just look sideways and, I saw the funniest video the other day. It was a guy and he was like standing in the back of his pickup truck. And he's an older guy, overweight, and he starts sitting down on the tailgate to try and like get off, and you see him like, and there's like that much room where he has to jump, and all of a sudden he jumps down, and then all of a sudden there's like a view, and he just starts floating, and he's looking around, he's like, what? And he looks down, and he's like all broken into pieces at the bottom, just because that little bitty jump just shattered his body, and he's floating away from his body. So oh, there you go. I know I haven't been to the gym in forever. I got sick, and it's one of those things. You get sick, and then you put it off, then you get sick, then you get sick, and then my back is hurting. So, but oh no, but all right. Let me go get all the stuff to do the giveaway, so somebody can win something. Hopefully, something good. But let's go make sure all the comments are going through. Looks like it. Yeah, everyone's comment went through. And then we will. Okay, I can close this down. Yeah, gold 4,100, right around there. So, But all right, let's get rid of panning cam. Bye-bye gold. And thank you again, Nico, for sending that to me. That was really awesome of him. Send me some free Paydirt, not gonna complain. Free Paydirt, especially free Paydirt with gold in it. I've had people send me free Paydirt before, no gold in it, but free Paydirt with gold in it is always the best, for a Tuesday show. Let's move this up. All right, let's shrink down the ugly mug. Do the giveaway. Now, again, remember, if I pull your name, you must post something in the live chat. We'll go through what prizes there are while waiting for you to post. So, and that's just to make sure that whoever wins is somebody that's been here and watching the show and hanging out with us and not just running off. So, let's shrink down the ugly mug to the best website on the interweb, MillerProspecting.com. All my videos are there. Top 10 recommended sellers, last 100 reviews, everything you could possibly need. And I am working on a couple more things to put on the website. They're just kind of, I'll finish 20% of it and get bored or something doesn't work out and I can't figure it out. But I do have some extra stuff coming to the website pretty soon. So, all right, so let's do the comment picker. See who wins. I probably need to build my own comment picker and put it on my website so I don't have to go to other people's. So I'll know exactly what it does. So let's pick a random comment. Dun, 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 dun. Boom. Who we got? Wetsuit Girl. There you go. Wetsuit Girl. Let's see if you're in chat. Saw you once. Now let's see. See if you're still here. And while we wait for Wetsuit Girl, wheel of names. Here's the prizes. A 0.1 gram bag of Anderson coins. Paydirt is probably the best prize on here, maybe. We got random dollar gold backs, random $half gold backs, a 1 grain gold bar, a fake $5 gold Indian head, really good fake one. Random date silver Kennedy, random date silver dime, a Pearl Harbor silver dime. It's still just a 90% silver dime. A 1.5 gram Franklin Mint car bar, a random 1 gram silver bar, Lucky Lodi's mini Paydirt keychain. That's a really good one too from Gunner. Some grown copper from Outfitter, a random $1 silver certificate, random red seal $2 bill, a 1968 Canadian silver dime. Those things are tiny. And then, of course, some copper rounds with sticker packs. So those are all the prizes. Let's see if Wetsuit Girl is posted. We'll have to see. So no, we're still waiting. So while we wait, though, hopefully she's here. Now, again, we'll just go back and look at my wonderful website and my ugly mug. So now next Monday, I will have a new video coming out, a new Paydirt battle, not a Paydirt battle, Paydirt review. And I will say this seller has got me twice, so look like it will be a double pull next week. Oh, there you go. You just giving my stuff away. We'll have to see what the pull is next week. But yeah, that sucks. I don't know. Don't put your name in if you can't stay around. So or if somebody knows them, start post and tell them, hey, come back. But next Monday, I do have a Paydirt review coming out. I had originally planned, so I shot this Paydirt review before, and unfortunately the sound was all corrupted, so it had no sound. And so I bought another bag, and I was going to shoot it, and I was going to do something special with it, but unfortunately I lost part of the info. So this seller, I'm just having the hardest time reviewing. But I do have a Paydirt review coming out next Monday, and then next Tuesday, I don't remember what we're panning out next Tuesday. I think it was maybe some Brad's Bucket. I think we're panning out some Brad's Bucket next week, so that isn't from me. She's falling asleep, maybe. No, I wouldn't be surprised. No. My ugly mug will make you kind of, maybe it's not like fall asleep. I think it's called pass out unconscious, but my face has been known to do that, People look at the camera too long, and they're like, I don't feel so well. So, but we'll give her a minute or two. But again, yes, but it's getting close. I think this is, so next Tuesday will be the last Tuesday before we start doing a new gold guessing contest. We pick all the winners. So if you're a Patreon member, make sure you go to the gold guessing contest. I'm almost asleep. Yeah, go make sure you put your guess in on Patreon on the gold guessing contest, because that's almost over. If you bought one of the American Paydirts, the best Paydirts in America, if you bought one of those, make sure if you pan it out to take pictures of it and post that picture somewhere so you can be entered in the contest for the half-gram nugget. There you go. I am here. All right, we'll go pull your win because you won something. And then lastly, if you make sure you post, we still don't know who won the American Eagle, so open up your bonus bag, see who won the American Eagle. Alan Curie, he won the American coin that wasn't the fake commie coin, the Morgan. so all right, let's go through the prizes again. So no, you're here. You missed out on the prizes, just they're all here. So you could either win some copper, some gold, some Paydirt, stuff like that. Now again, once you win, you will have to email me. I'm sure one of my mods, like Weezen's usually pretty good at it, will drop my email address. Make sure you email me so I can send this out to you. But yeah, let's shuffle up some prizes, see what you won. Send me your address and I'll mail it off to you. So with my ugly mug spinning around, let's see. What are you going to win? What you going to win? What you going to? $1 gold back. So there you go. Send me your address and I'll send you a random $1 gold back that I got from Alan. So Alan won the, this is a night of Alan. So Alan donated one of the bags of Paydirt tonight we panned out. Alan won the Morgan dollar, and now you're winning $1 gold back I got from Alan. So Alan's karma is going all around. So, but all right, there you go, Nightbot. So yeah, just email me, Dylan at Miller Prospecting. No worries, no worries. I do that. I watch videos all the time with the volume off because I'm editing my own videos. So well, there we go. Let's shrink. Let's make y'all look at my ugly mug full size. But yeah, just email me and I will send your prize off to you. Your $1 gold back, so you can add that to your collection. You got a little bit of gold in your collection now, in your treasure box. But like I said, Monday I will have a new Paydirt review out. Tuesday we're going to be panning something. I'm almost positive it was a Brad's bucket because I've got a whole bunch of Brad's bucket on my shelf here, and I need to start getting rid of him. So we're going to pan that out. And then the following week will be a brand new month. We're going to have a new nugget to guess on, and I will give you a hint. Next month's gold guessing contest will have the same nugget we've guessed on before. So that's the only hint I'm going to give you, but start preparing for that. It's going to same nugget we did before. We actually even talked kind of about it tonight. We're going to be guessing on the same nugget again next month, and we'll start seeing who won this month's contest. But I'm going to get out of here. My heating pad is screaming my name right now. Walls are just laying down. But I hope everyone has a great week. Hopefully people finding some good gold. Hopefully getting some good bags of Paydirt and gold prices stay stable for a while. But I'm out of here. Thanks, everybody. Have an awesome night. No, nobody has gotten the American Eagle yet, PA. Nobody has told me they've gotten it. A couple people have shown me their coins and told me. So open up your bonus bags, everybody. See who got the American Eagle. And let me know. No, only one person got an American Eagle, if that's what you're asking. No, only one person. So there was 20 coins. There was 20 bags of Paydirt sold. 10 of them were 2026 just quarters. 9 of them were silver NGC coins. Oh, you got it. Okay. So now we know who got the American Eagle is PA. Yeah, that was the bigger bonus because, that was a $100 prize. So, you got a good ROI on that Paydirt then. No, John, thank you very much, brother. I hope everyone has a great night. Yeah, so there was 9 silver coins that were all like quarters or dimes graded by NGC. 10 were just regular coins, NGC'd, 2026. And one was the big bonus, actually, of all the prizes, was the 2026 American Eagle graded. So congratulations on that, brother. Now, Ed, you definitely don't have to open up your bonus bag. You don't need to open it up now. So congrats, PA. You should post a picture of that too. But all right, everybody, I'm out of here. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me, and hopefully